Hello everybody, Mr. Chu here. Let's work our last three problems in Module 2 of my SAT review practice packet. So let's get to it. These are the last three in the short videos, and then I'll do a long video with all 27. So this is problem 25 to 27, Module 2. And this is the 11th video in my shorter video group. There are Module 1 problems, 1 through 27, in 13 short videos and one long one in the playlist that will be attached at the end of this video. And you can just go to my YouTube channel and check out the playlist and find the one for SAT test, Module 1. So all these problems have been released by the College Board to use on the SAT to review. Some are easier, some are harder. They almost all include algebra, geometry, and other math background information from the classes you've taken up to this point before you took the SAT. Topics vary from question to question. I just list them in the order that they showed up in this practice problem set. Like this video if it's helpful. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X for all my other math videos, and I do have several others, so you can go to my YouTube channel. Here's a long link. There's a link over here in the corner. If you're on a computer, you can go and subscribe to me so that you can see more of my videos. If you need to ask me a particular question, I do have a contact email. You can email me at askmrchu@gmail.com. So let's get to these last three problems. So problem 25, make sure you pause this after I introduce it and read it. The side lengths of a right triangle RST are given below. RS is 20, ST is 48, and TR is 52. Triangle RST is similar to triangle UVW. You learned this in your geometry class. Or S corresponds to V and T corresponds to W. What's the value of the tangent of W? So you have to remember what tangent meant when you were in your geometry and pre-calc classes. All right, so let's review how to do this. You can pause this at this time, work it out, and then start the video up so that we can talk about how you work it. Since right triangle RST is similar to, and you just use that little, what's called a tilde, which is a little curved line, is similar to triangle UVW with side lengths RS20, ST48, and TR52. That is given information. Since the triangles are similar, we can write the corresponding angle pairs that are congruent. So I can say angle S corresponds to angle V, which means that angle S and angle V are congruent. That means they're the same size. And then angle T and angle W are similar. That's what that little tilde means when you're talking about angles, which means angle T is congruent to angle W, which means they're the same size, they have the same measure. And angles R and angle U correspond, and that means R is congruent to U as far as the angles go. So draw a triangle UVW. So now I'm going to draw the triangle. Let me just put this up here. So if I draw the triangle, it's going to be a right triangle, and then all of these sides are revealed because we know that that longest side is going to have to be TR. That's the hypotenuse. That's got to be across from this angle. How do we know this is angle S? Well, we know this is TR or RT, and we know the shortest side is going to be 20, so that's RS, and we know that the longer side is ST, or the longer leg is ST, so there's ST, RS, and RT. And you could just use those links to recreate and see that angle S is the right angle. So you got to remember what tangent means. So when I taught In the algebra classes, I always taught students to remember that the tangent was called TOA. Hopefully you were taught that. And that stands for the tangent equals O is opposite over adjacent. So the side opposite of t, we want the tangent of t. So if you look at what it's asking you here, saying what's the value of the tangent of w? Oh, it's wanting w. Well, to find w, it would be the same as t. How do I know that? Because w and t correspond up here and they're congruent, and congruent angles will have the same tangents. So I can find the tangent of t by the side opposite of t, which is 20, over the adjacent, which is 48. I can reduce that by dividing both the numerator and denominator by 4. And if you divide by 4 over 4, you're dividing by 1. So you get the same thing, which is 5/12. So tangent W equals 5/12. Correct answer is B. Hopefully you were able to get B for that one. I'll give it a circle here. And now we will move on to number 26. 26 says a gallon of paint will cover 220 square feet of surface. A room has a total area of W square feet. Which equation represents the total area of paint P in gallons needed to paint the walls twice? So we need to find out how much paint it's going to take to paint the walls twice. So I just got to find a place to put this where it's not in the way. Let's try that. We'll see if I get in the way of this too much. The total wall area is going to be W square feet. W is wall square feet, it says right up here. After 2 coats, then it's going to be 2 times W, or 2W. 1 gallon of paint will cover 220 square feet. Divide 2W by 220 to find the amount of paint needed, P, for 2 coats. So P equals 220. That wasn't a real hard one, which that can be reduced by doing what? Dividing. It's 2W here, so that's a typo. Over 220, and I divide by 2 over 2. So then that would equal W over 110, which is A. It's always going to want you to simplify these if possible. All right, hopefully you're able to get that one right. Remember to pause when necessary. So now this is an open-ended question. So pause it to work and see if you can figure it out. A number A is 110% greater than the number B. The number B is 90% less than 47. What is the number of A? So I'm going to have to write equations and substitute here. So given A is 100% greater than B, I could write that A equals 1 plus this 110 over 100 is 100% times B. I can simplify that to 1 plus 1.1B. So A is 2.1B. Make sure that you pause this and see if you can work it out and figure out what the value of A is. And there is not a multiple choice guessing situation. You have to figure it out. Well, it's given that B is 90% less than 47. So I can say B equals 1 minus 90% is 90 over 100. Of means times 47. So now I can simplify that. 1 minus 0.9, which is 0.1 times 47, which is 4.7. Now I can take this equation up here and substitute my B and solve for it. So I substitute B equals 4.7 and A equals 2.1B. Now it's a multiplication problem. Just use a calculator or stack them up, and you get 9.7. And that is the answer. A equals 9.7. Hopefully you're able to get that one right as well. So make sure you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook. I got lots of videos you can watch. A link to a video with all 27 problems worked from Module 1 and Module 2. There's two different playlists. So now all of them are done except for the 1 to 27 in Module 2. And I'll do that long video probably in the next day or two and get that uploaded. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a link over here in the corner. You can type this in the browser. If you have any questions, contact me at my email address, which is askmrchew@gmail.com. Help me spread the word that Mr. Chew will help students with math questions using videos. I have video curriculums called Bare Algebra, where I just deal with algebra, Brack Geometry, where I deal with geometry. That's named after Bare Algebra, named after my soon-to-be 13-year-old Peekapoo, which is next year, and he is gray. Then I have a great big 118-pound 3-year-old half Italian sheepdog by the name of Brack, and that's what my geometry mascot is. I have a 4-year-old all black with a little bit of white underneath his chin tomcat, a black tomcat that I have my arithmetic and pre-algebra named after. I do Math Minutes with Mr. Chew. I'm getting ready to do a couple more where I'm doing some exponential equations. They're a little bit shorter than my other curriculum. And then these are my SAT preps trying to get people ready. So I'll see you in the next video. And I want you to remember that I'm Mr. Chew and I want to help you understand math. Subscribe, follow, and I'll see you in the next video.